My channel. This is Spring Porter with Spring Solutions LLC. In this video, I am providing you with similarities and differences between state funds, real estate funds, and bankruptcy unclaimed funds because I get that question a lot. I'm also going to be providing you with a link to a course that you can use, Overage Profitability Formula course. It's just an overview that I'm going to be going over. I have actually enrolled in that course. I'm not giving you a full-out review because I haven't completed it yet, but I keep getting questions about real estate, so I'm going to just give you a small overview, and then you can check that out on your own if you'd like. Please know that I am not an attorney. This information is not indicated as legal advice. So again, I have gotten a whole bunch of new subscribers. Thank you so much for staying tuned and joining my Unclaimed Fund YouTube channel dealing with bankruptcy funds. But a lot of new people have just started watching, and I am not a one-stop shop. I don't deal with state funds, mortgage overages, and bankruptcy unclaimed funds all together. So I'm hoping that this layout and this chart will help you to decipher what is the best avenue for you to go on. All right, so I lump these a little bit differently than most people do. I lump state funds, mortgage tax overages, which are basically real estate overages. I lump them together with state funds because they're under a state level, right? And there are certain similarities that are the same. So I deal with state overages, and I'm going to be talking about in terms of federal overages because bankruptcy unclaimed funds are on a federal level, and all of these other ones over here, mortgage, tax overages, state funds are on a state level, right? So state funds, let's start there. The first column here, their list of funds come from state websites or the county websites, right? Sometimes they're on a PDF file. Sometimes they're in a database where you have to actually plug in the person's name. And sometimes you don't always have a name. So you may have to do like an initial or something and try to work around their database so that you can get a full-on list. Sometimes you may have to reach out to a clerk and find out, hey, is there a CD-ROM that I can purchase? Because yes, sometimes you have to pay for the lists. So that's something that is on a state level that you have to do. The second line on here, documents needed for claims vary per state because there are so many states, so many counties in them. The process is not one big uniform family, right? It varies on what you need. The documents look different. Now I have, and I mentioned this in a previous video that I will post a link to up here when I discussed the differences and similarities between state funds and bankruptcy unclaimed funds. I did not talk about mortgage overages in that video. So when I did my own claim in Georgia, I had some money left over from a utility bill. It was easy for me to locate that claim online. It was easy for me to fill it out online. And it was a small amount, less than $200. I was not going to pay someone to do that for me. I did not need a lawyer to do that for me. So that was pretty simple to do it on my own. And that information on how to do it was readily available on their website. But that was just one state in Georgia. It may not be like that in every state, right? It's so different. So I'm just letting you know that it's going to be different. The third row right here, the requirements for doing unclaimed funds as a locator varies per state. Sometimes they're more strict. You may have to have a private investigator license. You may have to have certain licensing. So that's all across the board. And they may require you to show proof of that while you're doing a claim for somebody. And I didn't put that on here, but how you get paid in terms of what name is on the check will vary county to county, state to state. Some areas it will only go to the claimant. It may only go to that claimant and it may not go to you as a locator. So you're going to have to figure out how you're going to get paid once they've gotten their money. And that opens up a whole nother can of worms. And for that reason alone, I don't like working state funds for that reason and for the fact that the forms are kind of all over the place. So another thing, the fourth line here under state funds, the state finder fee rules apply. Percentages differ per state. So there are there's a cap on what you can charge. It could be 10% in one area, 15% in another. And you're going to have to check the state website or maybe even the state code for that district to find out how much you can charge because all this information may not be readily available on their websites. Okay, some states are really slow. They don't really want you doing this and poking around asking questions. But it should be there. If not, there's a clerk or somebody knows this information. Underneath that, right here, this line, most states don't require lawyers' help to do this. That is true. If you do need a lawyer, it could be just for the incorporation part of it, or setting up your licensing in your LLC. But to actually do the unclaimed fund process, you don't need a lawyer to do that in dealing with state funds. The payout times vary per county, per state, right? So it may be a few weeks in others, some it may be a few months. So it's all across the board, all right? So let's go to the middle column. You're dealing with mortgage tax overages. Overall, the amounts for mortgage tax overages are higher because you're dealing with real estate, right? Anything attached to real estate, you're going to have higher numbers, a lot quicker to get to six figures if you have a large amount of claims. So the list of funds come from state or county, right? That is similar to the regular state funds. You're still going to have to find your lists. You may have to call the clerk's office. You may have to do some digging. You may have to check a court docket. So you're going to have to just do your research. You may be able to find lists from people or outsource it so that they can bring the lists to you. You have to probably just going to be a fee for that. Maybe certain, virtual assistants that can help you out, or maybe there are certain companies now that are, making these lists for people. So another item on here underneath that, the documents needed for every claim vary per state, right? So you may have a similar contract that you have made or used, but the supporting documents are all going to be different because, again, there's different state rules and county rules. So you're going to have to follow what it is that they're saying that you need to do to get the funds. Underneath that, requirements for doing this as unclaimed funds locators, they vary per state. So some you may be able to get your own list and that type of thing, and you may be able to actually claim it. But for the most part, I think you have to have an attorney to do this. And it may pay to actually get an attorney to do this. And I think based on the amounts of money that you're getting back for real estate overages, it may be worth to just have a lawyer do it and just pay it. So that way you know that it is done properly and that you won't have any issues with you trying to do it on your own. So the state finder fee rules apply, and also the percentages differ per state. So that's similar to state funds on what you can charge. And then keep in mind, you're also going to have to pay your attorney. So that's something that you're going to have to either negotiate or just speak to a lawyer about what they would like to get from the deals that you're getting. And then again, the payout times vary per county, per state, depending on what the deal is, right? So you may be dealing with a few weeks or you may be dealing with a few months. So that varies. All right, so we're going to go over to the last column, and this is, again, bankruptcy unclaimed funds. This is what I do and what I know. I don't work the other two yet, or the mortgage tax overages. I don't work that yet. I'm still learning that process. Bankruptcy unclaimed funds comes natural to me. So this information here is just based on what I found out, what I know to be true. Most of the leads are on one website, right? And that is public information. Some districts are not on that federal website, and you have to go to the individual bankruptcy court websites, but it's still readily available. I don't have to go and hunt too much and call the clerk's office and get a CD-ROM. Most of it is listed online for sure. I have not come across where I had to call the clerk to get a CD-ROM because it was not listed anywhere. It's usually listed on the website. Underneath that, the documents needed for claims for bankruptcy unclaimed funds are mostly the same because these are federal cases. So there's a little bit more uniformity with the bankruptcy code instead of the regular collection codes or finder fee codes in the state. So a few districts follow slightly different formats of the documents, but there are official forms with the bankruptcy petitions in general and with the motions. There's like one general form that most of them follow, which is nice, right? Because you don't have to think too hard. And you don't have to actually have an LLC or the same state requirements to do bankruptcy unclaimed funds. It just doesn't exist. That's only on a state level. It's not on a federal level. Most districts in the bankruptcy court will recognize you as an individual or even as an LLC. You don't have to have a lawyer to do this in most districts. You don't have to have set finder fee percentages. The bankruptcy code does not mention anywhere in their finder fees. So the percentages the percentages depend on what you and the client agree to, right? So there is no cap. Now, that doesn't mean that this is easier. Bankruptcy unclaimed funds are not necessarily easier because the forms are more uniform. That does help, but you're still dealing with the general public overall, right? And so whether you're doing state funds, mortgage overages, tax overages, or bankruptcy, you're still dealing with the general public, and it's unclaimed funds no matter what sector is not easy. I just want to make sure that you are aware of that. Another thing that's on here, most districts, again, you can do this without a lawyer. Very few require one. If they do require one, you can just hire one and have them assist you. I have not had to reach out to an attorney to help me at all yet with doing my unclaimed fund. The payout time frames for bankruptcy unclaimed funds, they vary per district. On average, about maybe 6 weeks to 8 weeks. The Midwest, South work a little bit faster, as I mentioned before. Right. So no matter what course that you go with in terms of one for state funds or what to go with the mortgage, tax overages, or even bankruptcy unclaimed funds, whatever course that you go with to help you learn this process, just keep in mind that they are tools. It's a certain toolkit that they're giving you that you're going to have to utilize, right? It doesn't come with the work ethic and you putting in the hours. It doesn't come with that in the toolkit. You're going to have to put in and utilize the toolkit to build your case, to build your list, to make the money that it is that you want to make. All right, so I have to preface that because people oftentimes say, well, the course, or maybe they'll say the course doesn't work for me, or I didn't get what I needed out of it. But to be honest, it's a toolkit. You're going to have to put in the work to make sure that it gets the work gets done and the funds come. All right. Nobody can guarantee your success. Even if there are, potentially 6 figures to be made from real estate overages or all of these combined together, there's a whole bunch of money to be made here. But nobody can guarantee you that. You have to put in the work to make sure that it comes to you. All right. So I hope that makes sense. All right. So this chart, if you're new, you can come here and check it out and see, I don't know where to start. Where should I go? I heard about mortgage overages. I heard about state funds. What's the similarities? What are the differences? And what's bankruptcy? Why is that even on here? So this is a basic chart that you can come back to and just check off, what looks more appealing to you, right? So as I stated, I am trying to learn mortgage overages, tax overages. I've been trying to learn that for a while. It's taken me longer because we have been going through a pandemic and my son's still not in school yet, and I just have not had the time to complete this program. It is my intention to complete this program to be able to come back and show you how this course has worked for me. But I am still in the middle of it, but I do like what I see so far, so I wanted to show you what the overview of it. I have purchased this on my own. It's called the Average Profitability Formula and Home of the Overage Syndicate. So this is with Nick Fullmer. This is the course that I purchased. And so right here it says, in this course you will learn how to start making money through overages. I show you the exact things that I've done in this business so you too can create a 6-figure a year income while working less than 30 hours per week. Okay, so this is what works for him, right? Doesn't mean that you're going to get it exactly 30 hours per week. You may have to put in a little bit more. This is his step, right? But he is giving you basically the toolkit. So this is what I went through. It was $1,997. That's the price of this course. He does give you payment options, and I'm going to show you that at the bottom. Here you can read a little bit more on here. It gives you, the people's testimonies here. You see some pictures of a check that I guess one person got, and these are some big numbers here. This looks like these were from the same day last year. So there's a full-on testimony that you can read, and all of that is here. Here's the instructor. In 2015, I just learned about overages. I made money in real estate before through strategies such as wholesaling, but was looking for something more. I took a leap of faith and purchased a course of $1,500 on a credit card. and I did not have the money. So fast forward today, I have been involved in close to 100 different overage deals and counting across several different states. I've been able to create a six-figure business while working less than 30 hours a week. Now I share my knowledge and experience and strategies with you so you may develop a new stream of income and ultimately achieve a new level of freedom you desire. My goal with this course is to help you in your journey to achieve results faster. Now this is what I like about him. He didn't start off, and I actually did an interview with him too, and we come from similar backgrounds in that we both worked in a jail at some point. So we were on different paths. But what I like most about his story here is that he took a leap of faith and he purchased something that he just didn't have the money for, and he made it work. And not only that, he didn't stop and he didn't give up. And he utilized the tools and he sharpened them, and he's still going after his own deals. So someone who's still going after their own deals, they give you the knowledge firsthand. It's not someone that is out of the business and they're letting other people run it. Now he may have people working for him, but he's still actively in the business working it. And so that's always something. So if anything changes or, comes up, he's able to give you that firsthand based on his own, experience. So here's the course curriculum. Starts with the overage basics. Any good program is always going to give you the foundation. You got to have different vocabulary and different theories, to learn the lingo and what things mean. So that is something that you need. It gives you checklists for each module, which I like. So there's step-by-step how to create your leads, which is the most important thing. I have gotten that email so many times, and I don't even deal with mortgage overages. People just think because you deal with unclaimed funds that you deal with all of them. And I had to basically tell that person, hold on, I'm creating a small chart that you can follow so you can pick which overage you would like to do, because I don't have lists. You have to create them. You have to generate them. So this is how you do that here. And they give you checklists, action steps, which is always good because it's kind of like a homework assignment for you on what you should be doing next. Conducting research. So all that's on here. Tells you how to find people, how to skip trace. So there are similarities to doing unclaimed funds. You're always going to need to know how to skip trace, how to do that for business. All of that's on here. Lien searching. There are different terms and things that you're learning with real estate, right? So learning what a lien is, what it does, checking auction websites. All of this stuff is on here that you can come and check. And then I like that he breaks it down different states here. So that's good. He gives you a state-by-state guide, which is really nice because some people are not good with, doing too much research in varying states. So he's kind of broken it down for you, and that is always great. I do believe that there is a partnership program. See, he tells you how to be making money while you're even in this particular program. It's just well thought out. And another thing that I'm not going to, well, it's on here, but I'm not going to log in because I don't want to give away the information, but I do like is that he has a comment section in his program so that people who have asked the question before, they can always go back and see the comment section because you're learning, it's more interactive and you're learning from each other. And I may add that to my course, actually, the comment section. So that's good because there's made questions that are asked and, people may have asked that before and then it's already answered for you. So that's good. Yeah, it just goes on. It's just really well thought out. And then there are Zoom calls and meetings that he has on here, I guess from previous times. Support guidelines. So he does offer you like support on what to do once you're done and how to keep in contact with him. So when does the course start and finish? It starts now and it never ends. So when you have an online course that you've paid for, you're always able to access it, right? So all of that's here too. And another thing, and lastly, I wanted to just go over how you can enroll And he does offer you payment plans. So it looks like there's one payment of $997, and then there's a 2-month plan. There's 2 payments of $10.99 and 3 payments of $7.99. So you can come on here and pick which one you would like, right? And then there's a support email that's probably faster, or it looks like you can text maybe an assistant named April here that can help you with that. There is a Facebook group for this, so that's always a good thing for you to be able to communicate with the folks. So this is another source that you can use if you're interested in mortgage tax overages, because I am not that person, so I don't know that process yet. I'm still learning it. Come here and see if you like this course, if it works for you, you can sign up. Please check out the link in the description box. That will lead you to this page here, this landing page, and you'll be able to hopefully find the information that you're looking for. As I stated, I don't believe that there is a program or a course that lumps all 3 sectors together: state, mortgage overages, and then bankruptcy. I think it's just sort of individual now, because some things come naturally to some people. And I think this is to be the case clearly with Nick Fullmer. He just gravitated toward real estate because he was already doing the wholesaling, and this was just kind of like the next level up. So check out this course. So far, I like it. It's given me what I need to do. I just need to do my part and complete it so that I can come back and say, hey, I got a deal in doing this too. And now I'm doing both, right? Both bankruptcy and this. So that is the goal moving forward on how I want to utilize this. I am not going to be teaching this because I am a newbie with this, just so you know. So I hope that this is helpful to you. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Please check out this course. You can also go over to Nick Fullmer's YouTube channel and check out his information. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.